Yo, today we going to this mock draft, man. We about to see what's going on, man, because when I seen from the mock draft, it looks like we're getting a cornerback. Now, if I look a cornerback up, that means that's going to be on the defensive side. He's going to be guarding the wide receiver. So I'm trying to recollect, like, why are we going for a cornerback? I want to know why. But let's get into it. Yo, if you knew, do all that good stuff. This is a little too wavy on this joint.
But there are still plenty of good players, especially
I'm just confused
on defense. And with that, let's bring in the man of the hour, CBS Sports draft
I'm
analyst,
confused. Now the Browns are getting Shedeur.
Co-host Mike Renner. Let's get right into it.
I don't know.
Number one,
I really don't know.
Titans taking Cam Ward or Shedeur.
That's what I was more surprised about.
Actually, you're kind of
I thought they were going to get Travis Hunter, but I guess not.
Hey, Katie. Hey, Chris. Good to see you, Mike. Let's do the speed dating round
of
conversation because we got a lot to get to. So,
yeah,
Mike, I'll just say this. Brian Callahan's hanging around. Will Levis is not his quarterback. He benched Will Levis a few weeks ago. They're going to have serious conversations about finding a quarterback, and if you're going to look for one, Cam Ward fits the bill. Is he the best overall player in this draft? No, probably not. I think that would be Travis Hunter. But Travis Hunter does not play quarterback. He does everything else. And I think if Will Levis isn't the answer, then you have to think long and hard about that as opposed to trading down.
Aaron Rodgers is in the
Cleveland Browns.
In the free agency.
Will
Get him.
Sanders and Coach Prime want to go to Cleveland? I would imagine not, because I don't think a lot of people want to go to that organization given the dysfunction. But that's going to be another serious conversation. They've extended Deshaun Watson. He's not the long-term nor the short-term answer. I'm drafting Shedeur Sanders and figuring out later if I'm the Cleveland Browns, because there are 4 or 5 teams
the
after
Cleveland Browns
Cleveland.
Been done a long time ago. They had their chance with Johnny Manziel. Go somewhere else.
I think Cam Ward's the no-brainer. Number 1 overall. I think that one's going to be in every single mock as we go from now until the draft. Number 2 is going to be interesting, though. I do think that they're in a unique position that if there was a quarterback they loved, I would pull the trigger if I'm the Cleveland Browns. But I also think that their roster is so good that you add one more piece to this and get one of these retrade quarterbacks to play like a Sam Darnold or someone of that nature that you're close enough to still get back in that AFC North.
Man,
so I'm not sure I have a high enough grade to justify drafting Shedeur Sanders number 2 overall, but obviously this one's going to be in the eye of the beholder come next April.
Cleveland
Giants
is done
number
for.
3 overall. We know they're sticking with Brian
They're
Dable
done
and
for.
Joe Shane, the GM.
They're
Ryan
not
has
good.
them sticking at 3 as well and taking Travis Hunter. But Mike, how hard might they try to move up to 1 or 2 to get one of those quarterbacks?
Well, one's going to be impossible, in my opinion. Titans aren't going to want to deal with that pick if they fall in love with one of these quarterbacks. But number 2, to me,
Titans
again,
are done too.
It means that
Titans are trash.
Don't have that high grade Shedeur Sanders.
Literally,
so they may just stand pat and have one of them fall to them.
I'm tired of these trash teams getting quarterbacks.
Where they evaluate
like,
the
no,
position.
let the Raiders have their shot.
McCarthy, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, and we've seen how a couple of those guys have already done. They may not love this year's quarterback class. They may choose to go.
They're just stinking up all the quarterbacks
of Joe Shane and Brian Dable there, and may just want to get a piece of this roster, whether it's someone like Travis Hunter or elsewhere, to just make it all in for this year to try to go, around or above 500 just to save their jobs.
All right, Ryan also has the Patriots taking Texas OT Kelvin Banks at number 4. But they've got a new coach now coming in with the firing of Gerard Mayo. Mike, does this kind of change where that looks for you?
Kelvin Banks Jr.?
Does. I think whoever comes in and is the new coach is the biggest free for this rise.
Hey, Mike, I don't know. So to get
I'm trying to
the option is going to be at 5.
So the Jaguars are getting a D lineman? Next.
Back earlier this afternoon.
That's what I'm talking about. Where?
Little finger.
They're talking about a cornerback, not corner. Corner.
So at 6,
a corner.
Michigan cornerback Will Johnson.
Who is this? Is he good?
Up in the air, but he did
say
earlier this afternoon. I haven't been.
I gotta do my research.
That he will be there. So talk to us about this one.
He looked good.
Yeah, I love Will Johnson, but I think Mike would agree that he looked quarterback at some point, and maybe Shedeur Sanders is in their future if, for example, as Mike laid out, the Browns choose to pass on him or trade down and give the Raiders an opportunity to move up, perhaps. But I say it every time we talk about these mock drafts. Tom Telesco does not have a history of moving up or down the draft board, so something's going to have to change, and maybe Tom Brady will be the impetus for that. But if you're looking to rebuild the defense, you could go defensive line, you could go edge rush, or you could go cornerback because they need some help there. And I think Will Johnson, I think Mike and I both had him number 1 on our big board over the summer.
Oh, they about to make me
He battled
snap.
some injuries this year, but he's a fantastic football player, and the comp's going to be Patrick Surtain.
I'm about to snap.
As we continue
I'm
through
about
this
to
draft
rage.
process.
Definitely feels like an Antonio Pierce pick. His defensive side of the football was not good enough and also a little underpowered this year. They did not have the talent to be good enough. So he's going to get his pieces there and gets a guy who's so much more reliable than what they have. I like Jack Jones as talent. That guy is one game locked in, one game doesn't show up. They need a guy who's consistent week in and week out. That's Will Johnson.
Yet another team looking for a new head coach.
I'll look up some highlights from him.
Picking at number 7, and Ryan has him going wide receiver with Tedoroa McMillan. Crystal ball tell you about who's going to
them at 8 and 9. Abdul.
Nah, I'm not really worried about the Panthers.
And has him going with Go.
Everybody's getting like defensive linemen and like offensive linemen.
Somewhere
Understandable though.
The Cowboys in many
Where's
mocks,
Gentry
but in
going?
one,
Gentry's going to the Texans.
to the
They already got Joe Mixon.
These guys, we've got
Is he not on the Texans?
He's going to be one to back from the nation announced.
Yeah. What about Gentry to the?
You got Cowboys taking Bama
Cowboys.
linebacker Jahad Campbell at 12. But most every other mock we've seen had the Cowboys taking Ashton Genty here.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Yeah, and I'm not going to talk long on this. I just want to get Mike's thoughts because Ashton Genty feels like the layup, but the Marvin Overshown was playing out of his mind after coming back from an ACL injury, Mike, and then he might be out through the 2025 season. So Jahad Campbell just announced he is freakishly special.
Sorry, chat.
How much do you hate or love the idea of him going to Dallas?
I'm honestly a little salty because I was going to do in my mock next week, I was going to put him, maybe not necessarily Dallas, but this high up in the first round. Wow. I think people haven't quite gotten around to his tape yet. He's super young, as you mentioned here.
Campbell
doesn't even turn 21 years old yet. And this is the wave in the NFL. Everyone's looking for this type of player, the off-ball linebacker, that when he comes downhill and rushes the passer, gives you like a fifth defensive end. And have to be dedicating to the he's a child. I think
everybody's just defense. Just
straight defense. The defense teams, Mike Renner.
Falcons? Nah, wait about them. Colts? Nah.
You're the Arizona,
which is
twitched up, just trying to pronounce.
I need to know where Genty is going. Because if we can't get
needs. So I think a lot.
I was a little bit interested to hear why
you have him going. Yo, if we get up in the mock draft, we might as well just get Travis Hunter. Fuck it.
Yeah, and this with John Schneider's
very.
We can put him anywhere.
And if so,
just put him at quarterback.
When they got,
after seeing what Jameer.
Yeah. This is what I'm talking about.
How'd you get him to slip this far, Ryan Wilson?
I love Ashton Genty, and I know Mike does too. And after seeing what Jahmyr Gibbs did last night, maybe that increases the stock for Genty. And this isn't a Penn State effect. This is just I wonder if the running back situation gets pushed down because there's so many good players on defense, and there's so few good players like offensive tackle and wide receiver, like we talked about. Maybe those guys get pushed up. But this offense somehow in Houston needs a kickstart. I don't know what's going on. The offensive line is certainly an issue. Maybe they'll get healthy there, and that'll help C.J. Stroud. But also helping C.J. Stroud would be someone like Ashton Genty coming out of the backfield.
Ryan Wilson, appreciate the mock. You can find the whole thing at cbssports.com.
Am I looking at this wrong? Because they have Joe Mixon. Unless he's gone next year, then the Raiders could pick him up. You see what I'm saying? We got 5th in like cap space or something like that. Pick up. All right, look, we about to break this down. Get Joe Mixon, right? In a free agency. Buy him out. Then we get Jackson Dart. If we can't get Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, we're getting him. Or, because he might fall down in like second, late round, we could also get hold on, it's going to come to me. Hold on. Travis Hunter. We get Travis Hunter. We could put him at running back, quarterback, wide receiver, defensive lineman, offensive lineman, cornerback, kick return, punt return. We could put him anywhere. You feel me? I feel like that's a good pick. And if he does good, like, we could be able to trade him in the future. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got to listen to me now. So, either get Travis, if Shedeur, Cam, or Travis ever get, like, if they're ever available, we're going to pick them up. We should pick them up, right? And then have them rest on Jackson Dart, or whatever his name is. That's a good pick. You feel me? Now we cooking with grease. Then we get Joe Mixon, right? Then we pick up Aaron Rodgers. Now we got Aaron Rodgers, Joe Mixon, Travis Hunter, Max Crosby, Nate Hobbs, Spillman, Christian Wilkins. Come on, now we talking. Now we talking. Chat, talk to me. Now we got one of the best offenses and defenses in the league. Aaron Rodgers is going to have his comeback year. Devontae, if you try to come back, you're done. You're not coming back. I'm just keeping it 100 with you, bro. You're not coming back to us. You had your chance. You want to be Aaron Rodgers? Too bad. Aaron Rodgers is coming to us. We're going to take over. Stay over there with the Jets. Figure out what the Jets is going to do. Don't forget what the Raiders is going to do. You had your chance. So, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Mixon, Travis Hunter. If we trade up in picks, but I don't see that happening. So I ain't gonna lie, it's looking bad for us. What are we, 6th? Yeah, we're 6th. We need a quarterback, cornerback, running back, edge, and linebacker. Why do we need an edge? Is Max Crosby leaving? Please don't tell me he's leaving. Please don't tell me he's leaving. But cornerback, running back, we're going to get Joe Mixon, so it don't even matter. If he's a free agent this year or next year, whatever year. We'll see what happens. Appreciate everybody that's watching the video. Make sure you spam that like button, man. Subscribe so it can push it out to the algorithm. Appreciate everybody that stopped by. It's Lil Wavy, and I'm out this joint.